What's up, everybody? Garrett back here, and I've got a little impromptu video I'm going to do here regarding the trailer for Fear Street. I've been sent this link a couple times already. I have not checked the trailer out yet. RL Stine is kind of right up my alley. I'll talk about that a little bit later. But yeah, I haven't checked out this trailer yet. I'm not much of a trailer guy, to be honest with you. I really don't check out a lot of trailers. I usually will just watch something and, try to be surprised. But I'm really interested in checking this out because people are saying, it's Stranger Things-esque, it's a little bit 80s-esque, and it's actually said that it's going to be, I think, rated R, I believe. So I'm really curious to check this trailer out, and I figured I would do it here, now, and I would give you my little thoughts on that and my little thoughts on, the Fear Street itself. All right, so I'm going to take, it says right here, it's about 1:13. I'm hoping this is the full trailer that I'm going to check out here. But 1:13 is going on now. If anybody hasn't checked it out and they want to drop it now, I'm about to press play. Ready and go.
We're all cursed. The witch is real. She put a curse on Shadyside.
She's been possessing people, turning them into killers to take revenge on the town. It happens in Shadyside over and over.
Bad things happen here. You can't stop her. Your best chance is to run from this place.
Cool. The old school logo. I like that.
Hello? Hello?
All right, pretty good. It was short. Short little trailer there. I think this is the only one out, I believe. Please let me know if I'm missing one. But it looks pretty cool. I like the timeline that they're doing here. I like the fact that it's 3 mini movies that are kind of combination into one. So maybe like a 3-parter. I don't know much else about anything that they've talked about regarding this, but definitely looks cool. I mean, I like the whole 1994. I like the 78. It looked pretty cool. Like, it really looked like they did things up to kind of match those times, so it had a little bit of that gritty feel into that 78. Pretty cool. I mean, the old school logo is there, which I really like. I like the 80s-ness to it, the 90s-ness to it. It's got all the neon colors and stuff. So again, this was something that kind of came out of nowhere for me. I'm not sure if anybody had an idea that this was coming, but this was kind of a shocker to me. It does look a little bit better than, I would expect. I've heard a lot of people kind of say that it does, have some Stranger Things elements to it. I think they even said there was some of the main characters or some characters from the show were in that. I'm a big Stranger Things fan, so I'm really psyched about this. It's definitely something that was not on my radar at all. And I'm definitely excited for it because, again, I'm not a big TV guy either. I will watch some Netflix series, some Netflix documentaries and stuff like that. I love documentaries. But honestly, like, I don't own Shudder. I own a lot of different services. I just joined Peacock to watch some old wrestling stuff, which honestly I haven't even used yet. So I don't own HBO Max. I own Hulu. I do Roku. I use Tubi a lot, which I actually think is a pretty cool little service for some movies. Netflix, I watch their stuff, Amazon Prime. But yeah, I'm excited for this because, the big ones for me is Cobra Kai is number 1. Stranger Things is another one I really like when it comes to shows. People talk to me all the time like, hey, have you seen this? Have you seen that? I don't see a lot of TV stuff. I don't spend a lot of time with TV. And getting into shows, sometimes I just feel like it's just too much for me to try to catch up on, too much for me to try to make time in my schedule to make sure I check it out. So I don't watch a lot of things. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I've never seen Sopranos. I've never seen, what was the other one with Walter Weiss? I never saw that. I try to think, like, I did True Blood for a little while. I never was into Walking Dead. So I don't really know much about that either. But this is definitely something up my alley. Again, it's only 3 parts. That's really good. It's not like it's going to be something I have to tune in every week. I did try to watch, what was that one that they just did there? American Horror Story, the 80s one. I started that, and then again, what happens, I just kind of start missing episodes. Something comes up, I can't catch it, and then it just kind of goes wayside to me. So I have some catching up on that to do as well. That's why I do like to buy some things on physical media, because then I can just kind of watch it at my own leisure when it's airing. So let's talk about RL Stine a little bit. I grew up a big RL Stine fan. He really was another gateway into the horror genre for me. I'm actually pretty happy with this because I was never a Goosebumps guy. Guys, I'm a little bit older. Goosebumps kind of came out when I was already like out of that at that point. I was older when Goosebumps were a thing. So all these Goosebumps books and everybody having Goosebumps nostalgia, like I remember the show briefly, but again, I was a little bit older. I was, however, again, I don't know if my timeline's messed up, but I was a big Are You Afraid of the Dark fan. That I've seen every episode of that. I watched that every Saturday night with my brother and my dad. Again, did that come out around Goosebumps? In my brain, I'm thinking Goosebumps came out after that, or maybe like towards the tail end. But for whatever reason, I never caught Goosebumps much. And for some reason, when I did, I feel like it kind of was like out like 4:30 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Like it was just a weird time. Please tell me if I'm wrong here, but I didn't watch a lot of Goosebumps shows. I didn't read Goosebumps books. I did read Fear Street books, actually. So Fear Street, being more of the older stuff at the time, was not really for kids. It was a little more for like preteens and teens at the time. I did read some Fear Street. So what I have here is actually some of my collection from my childhood of R.L. Stine books. I think I was trading them for a little while with people, but I do still have some in my collection, and I have not really looked at these in many, 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 many years. I think the last time I've actually looked at them was when I bought this house a couple of years ago, and I had to pack and unpack, and I have like a little library, and I had those books still, and I put them in there. So I did kind of look at them, but I haven't read them since I first got them, probably when I was in 6th grade, maybe 7th grade. I don't remember. I'll have to look back on exactly when the dates were on this, but I figured I would kind of showcase those now to kind of give a little bit more to just this reaction video. So I do have a couple Fear Street books. There was more that I've read, I remember, but these are the ones that I still kind of hung on to, and I don't know if it was just accidentally or on purpose, but I don't remember a lot about them. So let me know your thoughts on any of these books, okay? This one is called Betrayal. The Betrayal. So it says, Where the Terror Began. So let me read the back. It says, why do so many horrifying things happen on Fear Street? Nora knows. She knows how the terror began. She knows about the young girl who was burned at the stake and the bloody feud between two families that caused the unspeakable horror that has lasted 300 years. She knows. She wants to tell. Are you sure you want to hear it? Now, kind of what this trailer actually said, 300 years in the making. I don't know if this book has anything to do with that movie, but it would be interesting to figure that out. The next one, I do kind of remember this one a little bit more than that one, and this is another Fear Street. Now, this one was called The New Boy. Now, I always loved these covers. Back in the day, we used to do like these little remember like Troll Book Order. They would come through school and you would order books through this little company. And we also used to have like little book fairs at school when I was in elementary school and in middle school. And I can remember picking a lot of these up then. So again, I know I said I was a little bit older when Goosebumps was out, but I also think I don't think Goosebumps were a thing when like I was reading these. I think Goosebumps came later. And again, you can always let me know if I'm wrong on that. But for some reason, I do remember getting these in like middle school, maybe like 6th grade or something like that, and reading these things, maybe even 5th grade and 4th grade and stuff like that. But I don't think Goosebumps was really a thing when I was reading these. So it says here, he stole their hearts. Does he want their lives too? What a hunk. When handsome, mysterious Ross Gabriel comes to Shadyside High, all the girls want to date him, even the ones who already have boyfriends. Janie, Eve, and Faith go as far as to make a bet. Which one of them will he go out with first? But then the murders began, and it starts to look like dating Ross means flirting with a gruesome and ultimate death. Will Janie dream date with Ross turn out to be the night of her life, or the night of her death? Pretty cool. Look at that cover there. The new boy. He was a hunk of trouble. I briefly remember this one. Exactly what happens, I don't know. But, you know, this cover to me, like, really stands out. I do remember checking this one out. And then it's cool at the back side. It says, the next is the dare. So it kind of goes in some kind of order. I don't think all the stories kind of matched, but it's cool that it gave you a little bit of an order here. So which the next one to check out would be. So let me check and see what the date is on this one. Yeah, so this was actually made in 1994. So again, I've talked about this before. When I think of dates, like the first thing I think of in my head is wrestling. So I try to think of like what was going on in wrestling in 1994. And that gives me an idea of like what I was doing or that stuff. So 1994. It's interesting because I started to get out of wrestling a little bit in like 93. And I ended up getting back into it in 94. So yeah, I was probably in, I'm going to say 6th or 7th grade in 94. I'm going to think 7th. I was in 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade in 1994. So I basically just dated myself here. So that's when I was reading this one. And it's cool here. It actually has all these different, you know, it's basically got all the different Fear Street books in here. And I remember there was some that were really cool, like really cool covers. I think this might have been one of them here was Fear Street Cheerleaders. First Evil, Second Evil, Third Evil. Oh, this was a real cool one here. I used to like these, the Super Chillers. I had a couple of these, but I don't think I have any left. And this was like Party Summer, Silent Night, Goodnight Kiss, Broken Heart, Silent Night 2. Yeah, these are really cool. I like these ones a lot. So, the new boy. This is a pretty cool one. Awesome cover. It looks like an old VHS. All right, now we're starting to get into RL Stine books, which, again, if my memory is on point here, I actually think I was reading these even before Fear Street was like a real big thing. I think RL Stine was just putting out his little books and novels and stuff. My dad was a big Stephen King fan, so he was reading Stephen King books all the time, like Pet Sematary and Tommyknockers, and I'm trying to think of the other ones he always had around. But he was reading, I think, The Stand. So he was really getting into those for a while. And then, you know, that's what got me into these too, because I was kind of like, hey, this is the younger version of a Stephen King book. So that's what really drew me to that. And again, like I said, this was another gateway into me really enjoying the horror movie franchises, because at the time, you know, I didn't have a lot of horror movies. I would catch them on TV. I talked about this before. Saturday afternoons, maybe it was around Halloween, they used to play a lot of like television versions of horror movies. That's where I saw Fright Night and Fright Night 2 back to back and completely fell in love with that movie. So I had a lot of gateway movies and you know, things like these books that really got me into that genre, really falling in love with horror in general. And Are You Afraid of the Dark was another big one for me. But this is a cool one. This is part 1 and part 2. Not sure if they had a part 3. But this was always a real cool cover I'll never forget. This is RL Stine Halloween Night. Look at that cool cover there. It's got the jack-o'-lantern with a knife in it. It says trick or treat. The trick is not to die. So which is funny about these compared to Goosebump books, that there was like kills in here and you know, there was death and stuff like that. And a lot of the Goosebumps book kind of, because they were for younger kids, kind of shied away from that stuff. So, oh, it's funny. Look at, I traced in this thing. I don't know what I wrote here. That's funny. I actually have a name in here for some reason, but it's crossed out. I can't read what it says. See if there's any other doodles in this thing. Looks like there was one page I looked like I was trying to do division or something on here. Look at that. See that? Trying to do some like division. But yeah, this is a cool one. I don't know what this says. Look at this thing. What the? It says, you have finished the book. I now own you legally. If you sign it, you will do everything I say. Yeah, that's super weird. I can't see what this says. Looks like it might say Kyle. This might be my brother might have taken this at some point. Because that's his name. So I don't know. My brother might have taken this at some point. But yeah, that's super weird. I'm trying to think if it gives me a date on this one, because I'm telling you, I think this one was a little bit earlier than 94, if I'm remembering correct. Yes, 93. 93. All right, so I have part 2, Halloween Night 2. Look at that, the cool skeletons in there. Interesting enough, that trailer I just saw had some guy in a cool little skeleton suit, kind of looked like this. Maybe? All right, never take candy from a stranger. Pretty cool. Let me see if there's anything in here. Yeah, again, it says my brother's name in here. Definitely my book. So I think he's a little younger than me, so maybe he took these for a while and read them as well. Halloween Night 2. All right, here's another cool one. Blind Date. Look at that cool cover. If that doesn't look like an 80s VHS cover, whew. It says it's going to be a real scream. Carrie's had a bad year, but now his luck has finally changed. He's got a blind date with a girl who sounds really hot. He can't wait. He knows this girl is going to be real different. Carrie's right, because his blind date really is the girl of his dreams. Or maybe his worst nightmares. And I bought this thing at a place called Ann and Hope, which is long gone now. Long gone. But if anybody's from this area and knows Ann and Hope, do you remember that? If you were from my area and you know Ann and Hope, then you're going to remember they had this cool thing where you could put the shopping carts on like this almost like this contraption or machine. It would bring it up to the second floor. I always thought that was pretty cool. I always wanted to like sit in the carriage when it did that, but Mom will let me. Blind Date. This one looks pretty clean. This is a pretty clean version here. Oh, I remember this one. This is a killer artwork right here. RL Stine, The Dead Girlfriend. Look at that. Boom. Embossed. Half skeleton face. I remember this one. She loves him. She loves him not. Is his girlfriend back from the dead? Annie just met Jonathan. She doesn't know about his last girlfriend. She doesn't know how beautiful she was. Doesn't know how popular. Doesn't know how she died. But Annie's about to find out because Jonathan's old girlfriend might be dead, but she isn't gone. Cool. This one looks awesome. I actually wouldn't mind reading these again. This one's pretty clean too. No doodles in this. All right, I got 2 more left. These ones are pretty beat up, but these I think are honestly like the first 2 R.L. Stine books I had gotten, and I kind of fell in love with them from there. And sadly enough, like I said, I don't have any more. Still, I did read more, I did own more, but for whatever reason, these are the only ones I could find up in my library there. But this one's really cool. And it's funny because a lot of these, I'm super happy this is kind of coming out, and maybe this will, you know, snowball more R.L. Stine books being adapted into movies, because these 2 are really, really cool, and I really kind of remember them because these are the first 2 that really got me into it. Now, this is another great cover. Check this out. R.L. Stine, Hit and Run. It's got a cool like font. It's like that purple. Awesome. And it's got a body outline in the street with blood. Think of it for kids. It says, look before you cross. License to drive, license to kill. Eddie, Scott, Winks, and Cassie, they went out for a drive one night just to practice. So Eddie would be sure to get his license. Then Eddie had a little accident. Now 4 friends share a terrible secret because Eddie hit someone and killed him. Or did he? Cool. Hit and Run. Yeah, I remember this one. I think I was probably in like 4th grade. I bet this is probably like gotta be 91, maybe. Well, 92. Hit and Run. All right, now this was the first one that I had ever got. I can remember that. Let me see if it's got a date on it. 91. So this is the earliest out of all of these. This is the first one that I ever read. R.L. Stine, The Snowman. Look at that. That's sweet. A cold-blooded killer. Snowman with his head off. It's a real cool one. It says, let it snow, let it snow, let it... ... Heather feels cold all the time, alone. Her guardian hates her. He'd like to see her dead. He'd like to take all of her money. But for now, he settles for controlling it and making Heather's life miserable. Poor little rich girl, just like Cinderella. Then the gorgeous ice blonde guy shows up at the crummy restaurant where Heather works after school. He understands about Heather. He's her Prince Charming. No one can get Heather now. Heather feels so safe, so loved, so warm. The Snowman. Awesome. I wouldn't mind checking this one out again. Definitely. Oh, something's in here. What is this? Oh, it's like a little base of paper. Thought it was something good. But, yeah, gang. I figured since I was going to talk about this trailer, I would make it worthwhile and kind of go through these books. I didn't expect to be doing this for 20 minutes. But hopefully you got something out of it. Hopefully it brought back some memories and nostalgia for you. If you've read any of these, please post down below how you like them. Please post down below any other of these R.L. Stine books do you remember and you recommend. Because again, you know, I'm getting itchy right now. I'm getting itchy to go online and to find more of these things, more of these R.L. Stine books, the Fear Street books, all these ones with this cool VHS style covers. These are really cool, and I almost guarantee that if this show takes off, that these books are going to skyrocket out of these old ones. So I'm going to check these out now. By the time I upload this, I already have probably some more. So I want to beat you guys to the punch. And check out all your thrift stores and stuff like that for some of these things, because I have a feeling they're going to skyrocket in value, because that's kind of how things roll now, is that when things are hot, the physical things about them become hot as well. And that's the collector mentality, I guess. But hey, thank you guys so much for checking this out. Please subscribe. I have some more videos coming. I have a lot of cool new stuff I've got to showcase here. I'm doing a couple different rad recommendations coming up. And I have some shows with Wes as well from deadpit.com. And guys, thank you so much for checking this out. Let me know your thoughts on Fear Street. And let me know your thoughts on R.L. Stine. Hey, I'll talk to you guys next time. Stay